Hi, friends! Did anyone catch the title of the service today? It's Unitarian Universalism Goes Viral. Sometimes we say that something online has gone viral when it gets a lot of views or is shared very widely online, like those pictures of Bernie Sanders sitting everywhere. But of course, another type of thing that's gone viral recently is COVID-19, which actually is a virus and quickly spread last year, as we all know, into a worldwide pandemic. We're coming up on a year since the pandemic started, and it's been really hard. A lot of us have dealt with repercussions of the pandemic that have been beyond hard. They've been devastating and tragic. The situation has impacted every one of us in some way. And it's also given us some opportunities to learn and work in new things, in new ways too, and to learn new things. Some of y'all know Diana Williams, who is a supporting friend here at UUCT, an active participant of the RE program. And she also participates in our Justice-Centered Parenting group. And during our meeting a couple weeks ago, Diana told a really cool story about something that she's witnessed in her work since the pandemic started. And I asked her to share it with you today.
My name is Diana Williams. My pronouns are she and her. I am a neuroscientist at Florida State University here in Tallahassee, meaning I have a research laboratory there. And back in March and April, so you'll remember the pandemic was really hitting us. Many universities all over the world shut down completely or almost completely, and that includes research labs. Any research labs whose work was not COVID related were closed, including mine. So that left tons of scientists like myself with closed labs, feeling kind of helpless. But pretty quickly, a bunch of different initiatives popped up to try to take advantage of all these scientists and our lab equipment and stuff now sitting around unused. So one example I'll tell you about is a volunteer database of over 9,000 scientists last time I checked, offering our time and expertise and sometimes even physical resources like tissue samples, chemicals and reagents, or use of specialized equipment that not everyone has. So scientists working on COVID-related projects, and that might be related to vaccine development, medical treatments, basic information about the structure of the virus, understanding why some people get so sick while others remain asymptomatic, better understanding transmission to try to develop better prevention, public health messaging, and all kinds of other ideas related to this. These scientists can reach out for help, refining ideas, finding information, maybe looking for chemicals that are out of stock at the usual suppliers, data analysis, all sorts of things. And then the database matches them with volunteers who have that kind of expertise or resources. So at one point, they were sending out emails every day or other day with several requests each. And many of these requests were getting fulfilled within hours. So I want to be clear, I personally have not done very much to help anyone in all of this because, first of all, I'm not a virologist, so my expertise is limited, but almost every time I saw a request that I could actually help with, it had already been fulfilled by someone else before I could even respond. So if you're not a scientist, you might not know how unusual this is. We don't normally share ideas and data so openly, especially in the early phases of a project. Certainly not with 9,000 other scientists we don't even know personally. You don't want someone else to take your great idea and run with it before you can. Usually we wait to publish it in the best possible peer-reviewed journal. And that process of review and publication could actually take years. Most of us do work with others, but we're fairly selective about who we collaborate with, and we certainly do not send tissue samples or loan our special equipment to people we don't even know. So in some ways, a lot of us are actually really competing against each other, even when we do have an ultimate common goal. So seeing how people have quickly moved during this pandemic to very open collaboration and dissemination of knowledge and resources freely really around the world for this common goal has been a huge source of hope and optimism for me throughout this time. Even though I'm not personally making a big contribution here, I'm really proud of the global scientific community for this. And I hope that we'll see this kind of thing continue in the future with other kinds of problems that, this level of collaboration and openness could help us solve.
So, if you're not familiar, the seventh principle of Unitarian Universalism says we affirm and promote respect for the interdependent web of existence of which we are all a part. When I heard Diana describe this situation a few weeks ago, I thought, wow, that's really the seventh principle in action, isn't it? I love how the scientific community is working together and relying on one another to address this huge issue that is impacting all of us. And it's paying off. In less than a year, we have 2 vaccines already being distributed and another that's just been approved. I wonder what other incredible things could happen if we all chose to work together like that. If we all worked together and pooled all of our resources and collaborated, how fast could we reverse climate change? How swiftly could we eradicate hunger and poverty? With all of our combined efforts focused on a common goal, such as ending white supremacy culture and systemic racism, and on truly honoring the inherent worth and dignity of all people, just imagine how much amazing change we could make in the world.